All right, let's talk about one of the most maddening, pull-your-hair-out mysteries in all of PC gaming. We have all been there, and you know what? Today, we're actually going to solve it, just by looking at the numbers your own computer is already telling you.
So, picture this. You're in the middle of a game, it's a super intense moment, everything's on the line, and bam! Your frame rate just tanks. The whole thing starts to stutter and lag, and it is completely killing the vibe.
So you do what any of us would do, right? You pull up your performance stats, fully expecting to see your graphics card just screaming for mercy, pegged at 100% usage. But instead, you see this. Your beast of a GPU is barely even trying, just kind of chilling at 40%. So what on earth is holding your PC back? Is your GPU just being lazy? Or is there something else going on? Well, I'll tell you, the answer is not what most people think, and figuring it out is the absolute key to unlocking the real power of your rig.
You know, the go-to advice has always been that lag means you have a weak GPU. Just throw a better graphics card at it, right? Problem solved. But that little 40% number we saw, that tells a totally different story. In fact, your GPU might not be the problem at all.
To really get what's happening under the hood, we need to meet the two star players on your PC's performance team. They have totally different jobs, but how they work together, well, that's everything.
Okay, so on one side you've got the CPU. Think of it as the brain. It's juggling all the complex stuff. The game's rules, the physics of that explosion, the AI for every single enemy on screen. Then, on the other side, you've got the GPU. It's the powerful worker. Its main job is to take all that info from the brain and draw the gorgeous graphics you see.
Now, here's the thing that messes a lot of people up. Seeing your GPU running at 90 or even 100% while you're gaming, that's not a bad thing. That is the goal. It means your graphics card is firing on all cylinders and you are getting every single frame of performance that you paid for.
So if a maxed out GPU is actually good, then why is the GPU just cruising at 40% causing you to lag? Well, the answer comes down to one critical concept that every PC gamer needs to understand: the bottleneck.
A CPU bottleneck is exactly what it sounds like. It's when your processor, the brain, just can't prep the data fast enough for your graphics card. The CPU is falling behind, and because of that, your super powerful GPU is basically just sitting there, twiddling its thumbs, waiting for something to do. All that potential just going to waste.
Let me put it another way. Think of your PC like it's a busy restaurant. The CPU is the chef back in the kitchen, cooking up all the orders. And the GPU, that's the waiter, ready to hustle those finished plates out to the tables.
And this just nails the entire problem. If the chef is slow and can't get the food out, the waiter literally can't do their job. They just have to stand there, waiting. That waiter, just standing around with nothing to do, yep, that's your GPU at 40% usage. It's ready to go, but it's being starved for work by a slow CPU.
Let's look at how this plays out for real. This table here breaks it down perfectly. Check out that first row. That's your classic CPU bottleneck. CPU is maxed out at 100%, GPU is super low, and the result? Awful FPS. Now, look at that second row. That's the dream. Your CPU has plenty of headroom and your GPU is at 100%, pushing out smooth, stable frames. And that last one, the stutter problem, that's when your CPU keeps spiking, causing those little micro stutters that drive us all crazy.
Okay, so now you know to check your CPU usage. Simple enough. But here's a pro tip, because not all numbers tell you the whole story. In fact, some of them can be seriously misleading.
And this is so important, you guys. This could save you a ton of frustration. That one single CPU usage number you see in your monitoring software, it can totally lie to you because it doesn't always show what's really going on inside your chip.
So why is that? It's because a lot of games, even brand new ones, aren't that great at spreading the work across all the cores on your CPU. Instead, they'll just dump most of the really hard work onto one or two main cores.
This chart shows you exactly what I'm talking about. The first bar, your overall CPU usage, looks totally fine, right? A healthy 50%. But look at the second bar. That's the real story. One single core is completely slammed, maxed out at 100%. And that one single overwhelmed core is creating a bottleneck for your entire system.
So, now you can actually diagnose the real problem. Let's talk about the solution. How do you take this knowledge and build a smart, effective upgrade plan for your PC?
Honestly, it all boils down to this one simple rule. Look at your GPU usage while you're gaming. If it's consistently low, let's say under 80%, and you're not getting the performance you want, the chef is the problem. It's time to upgrade your CPU. But if your GPU is maxed out, sitting at 95 to 100%, and you still want more frames, well, the waiter's doing everything they possibly can. You need a faster waiter. Time to upgrade your GPU.
But hey, before you go and spend a bunch of money, there are a few things you can try right now. First, dive into your game's settings and lower the options that are really hard on the CPU, like NPC density or super complex physics. Second, close out all those background apps eating up your processing power. And finally, check your system's power settings for a performance mode to make sure you're getting all the juice you can.
All right, so let's just recap the big takeaways here. If your game is lagging but your GPU usage is low, that's the classic textbook sign of a CPU problem. High, maxed out GPU usage is actually what you want. It means your system is well balanced. And getting a feel for this balance, that is the absolute key to making smart upgrades that actually work.
Look, the whole point of this is to give you the knowledge you need. Once you really understand that relationship between the chef and the waiter inside your PC, you can stop guessing and start making targeted, intelligent choices that will really truly improve your gaming.
So I'm going to leave you with a question. Next time you fire up a game, pull up those numbers. Now that you know what to look for, what part of your PC do you think is really the one holding you back? The answer is right there, waiting for you in the data.